My group homes net a little bit over 500,000.
I heard it.
I saw where men and women weren't happy about, coming home from prison because of employment opportunities and housing opportunities.
What is group homes and how many different lanes are there in this network of group homes?
So basically, we're just housing multiple unrelated individuals under one roof. My numbers are based on renting a house. I typically say, okay, your starting rate can be anywhere between $750 to $800 for a shared room.
So how much are we making per room?
On the low end, you're making $800 for a shared room.
So you're 3xing your income.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you looking for?
At least about $1,200 for a shared room. I was able to grow my business to $500,000 in less than 3 years.
Welcome back to another episode of the Millionaire Essentials Podcast, where we give you guys all the essentials it is to be a millionaire. You know, I'm one of your co-hosts, Brandon the Provider.
Yes, sir. And it's Tevin Facey here. And today we have an amazing guest, right? Guys, this is somebody we've been wanting to have on our podcast for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of our tribe. This is our sister. This is somebody that I look up to. Admire. Like she's been doing an amazing job. She's been helping her community. She's been helping the people around her. She is the one and only Miss Lynette Wheaton. Soon to meet Miss Lynette Jones. Group Home for Newbies.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
we gotta
listen.
What you want me to say?
She started off all humble.
Listen. Hey y'all, how you doing?
What you want me to say? You just left me there.
I'm sorry. Well, we did an amazing job.
This is Miss Group Homes, the Mrs. Group Homes, the GOAT of the group homes.
Yes.
I know everybody now, this is a hot topic. Group homes or co-living, everybody talking about it. This is the biggest person in the country, and as a female, doing and teaching how to create and scale group homes. How you doing, Lynette? What's going on?
I'm doing fine. How are y'all?
There we go.
That's better.
That's much better.
There we go.
And we leaving both in too. We leaving both of them their introductions in.
No, it's great to have you. We're excited about this podcast.
Super.
You're doing so much, right? You're working extremely hard. You're everywhere. We see you everywhere. How is business going? How is group homes going? And break down who you are and what do you do?
Well, business is going really well. Right now, I am transitioning out of my rental properties and I'm doing new construction right now. So I've kind of paused my scaling for my group homes, but let me properly introduce myself.
Oh, there we go.
My name is Lynette Wheaton, soon to be Lynette Jones. I am out of the Houston metro area. I have 7 unlicensed group homes. I also have a licensed non-medical home care agency, and I teach people across the country how to get started with this business model as well.
And you make a lot of money doing it.
Make a lot of money.
I do.
That's it. She make a lot of money.
I do. And I started off making money rather quickly because of the demographic I chose to get started with. It was one of the demographics that most people in society overlook because they are incarcerated individuals, so they're pretty much out of sight, out of mind. But I got started back in 2021 in my personal home. I have a 4-bedroom house, so I had my master bedroom for myself, and I had put 2 beds upstairs, right? So I had 6 people upstairs. I was bringing them in, and back then I was charging $650 a month for a shared room. So now I'm averaging around anywhere between $800 to $1,500 for a shared room. So I learned some things over the years, so I was able to get a little bit more money.
You're right. Learn some things, increase your prices, make more money, So all in the same vein.
Before we get started, break down what group homes exactly are, because we had group homes, we had co-living, we had shared living.
Yeah.
Like, what is group homes and how many different lanes are there in this network of group homes?
Yeah, so with the group home model, it's kind of like an umbrella term. So basically, we're just housing multiple unrelated individuals under one roof. But when I talk about the group home business, I'm more so talking about people who are on guaranteed income, demographics that's more inclined to share a room, whereas co-living models, they usually target individuals who do single room occupancy and working class professionals. And
Okay.
so with my demographic, I only target those with guaranteed income because I want my money every day of
Every
the,
month.
every when the check hit, I want it. I don't want to worry about if your hours get cut, you
Right.
got laid off, any of that nonsense. So with it's like I say, it's just an umbrella term, but it's usually called like a boarding home.
Gotcha.
But just for just a general term that I like to be able to just capture my audience with on social media, most people know group homes. And so after they start asking more questions, I kind of break it down to exactly what it is that we do and how we fit in the industry.
And you said a guaranteed check, right? So that's for individuals that are making what, like
So
older, like what is it?
Yeah, so there's different forms of income. So we got SSI, which is supplemental security income.
Okay.
We have Social Security. That's where you work the job like a W-2 job, and you had to pay into Social Security and Medicare. So that's the Social Security check.
Okay.
Most people can draw early retirement at 62 or full retirement at 65. And then we have SSDI. That's the same thing as people paying into Social Security, but they were able to draw disability due to them having any type of physical, mental, or medical disabilities. And then we have the VA disability.
Okay.
I typically house people who are veterans with a disability rating of anywhere between 50% to 100%. 50% being around $900 a month, 100% being around $3,900 a month. And then, we have just other retirement benefits and other pensions. So that's what guaranteed income is.
So you have about 6 forms of different guaranteed incomes that you can get just for somebody to pay you for being in your group home.
Mm-hmm. My top 4 is just the SSI, Social Security, SSDI, and VA disability.
And that's state and government funding.
Yes.
So, and that's what I love about this model. When I first learned about it from you, nothing's guaranteed, but it's a solidified, basically almost a solidified check coming in because it's state and government funding.
And if they want to live somewhere, they have to pay you.
Right. And I mean, with my business model, so we pretty much deal with people who have like some type of challenges for the most part. They can't stay in traditional settings because of some barriers such as backgrounds, credits, and they low income.
Right.
So I created a business model where we accommodate all individuals. So we make it affordable, not just on the income side of things, because some people have money, but they have other challenges that they have to overcome. So we kind of take that barrier away from individuals. And like I said earlier, my primary demographic is people returning home from prison, and they boatload of them.
Right.
So so I know we got the background check there that we are forgiven.
Right.
But what people fail to realize is people who come home from prison got guaranteed income, and they can't believe it because they think that, okay, these people are incarcerated. How do they got money?
Right.
And I have to tell them, well, if someone went to prison and they worked the job for at least 10 years, because the government say we have to make 40 quarters in order to pull our Social Security at retirement age or when we become disabled, there's hundreds of people who's incarcerated that work 10 years of their life, right? And then we have the benefit of SSI. So if somebody never worked a job, did most of their time in prison, SSI says if you are over the age of 65, if you are blind with a rating of 20 over 200 or greater, or if you are disabled, which is physical, mental, or medically disabled, you get SSI. So it's hard for them to understand that these people come out the prison gates every single day. And so as working as a former correctional officer, I saw this need. I saw where men and women weren't happy about, coming home from prison because of employment opportunities and housing opportunities, two of the major challenges that they face. And so with me knowing that and with me seeing that, I wanted to provide the housing opportunities for them. And although I've never been homeless and I'm not a felon, I do have a criminal background, and I face challenges of, with employment. Time they run a background, it's an eliminator. So those barriers. So I felt what they was feeling, even though I've never served time. But feeling that and witnessing it, watching it every single day. And then there's people who are incarcerated to this day who have guaranteed income that lack an address, therefore they cannot be returned into the community because of not having an address. So just imagine people knowing that, okay, I just finished 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and I could be free if somebody gave me an address. So a lot of them are still incarcerated, just don't have an address.
Because they don't have nowhere to go.
And nowhere to parole to.
No, that's the thing, because of community supervision. So they won't allow them to come into the community if they don't have an address. And so with being able to provide that for them, I'm able to, of course, give them second chance opportunities, because for some reason society say, we give second chances, but after people pay their dues to society, they have to still walk around with their X on their back, even though, they've drawn a line in the sand, separate their yesterdays from today's. And, after doing 20, 30 years, a lot of these men and women, they slow down. They ain't still on that kind of time.
Right, they're not a job turkey no more.
Yeah. So they need assistance. So with me being able to target that demographic, y'all know about supply and demand, you know. Right. So with the supply and demand, not many people willing to give second chance opportunities, and with me being able to, I'm scaling. And so I was able to grow my business to $500,000 in less than 3 years.
That's amazing.
Absolutely. This became the Group Home for Newbies podcast. You ain't hear everything she just broke down?
So
this is over for us now.
Nah, this is the Millionaire Essentials podcast. Right? So since this is the Millionaire Essentials podcast, let's break down the numbers. Let's break down the numbers of group homes. What's the numbers of really starting a group home? How do we start a group home, and how much could we actually make off a group home? Let's start with the first question.
All right, so give me the first question again.
What would be the numbers of actually finding and starting a group home?
So it just depends on which method you go. Like I mentioned earlier, that I'm currently doing rental arbitrage. So my numbers are based on renting a house versus going out and buying it. I could do the numbers on those, but I don't have the lived experience to actually carrying it out. So we're going to stick to rental arbitrage. So for me, getting into a house, I'm typically trying to stay under $8,000 a month. That's with my deposit, my first month rent, and fully furnishing the home. And that's
so under $8,000 a month.
Under $8,000 on the initial investment.
On the initial, okay, gotcha.
And so with the $8,000, typically I'm looking for a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, open concept. The house have to be at least 1,600 square feet for me to be able to put 8 people in the home. I try to have the numbers safe for people who are getting started to have realistic expectations. And I base that number off of SSI, which is the supplemental security income. That is the lowest amount of money somebody will receive that have guaranteed income. And so with that number, I typically say, okay, your starting rate can be anywhere between $750 to $800 for a shared room. Now, that's the lowest of the lowest. It's like, if you do the numbers, there's like hundreds of thousands of people in each state on SSI. But that's not my primary target. My primary target is getting people who paid into Social Security and have VA disability ratings and things like that, simply because the averages of those incomes are about $1,600 to $3,900. But those same individuals will share a room, and here's why. The barriers, the background checks. Some of my guys have sex-related crimes, right? So they're sex offenders. So those individuals can't go out and get certain housing opportunities, can't be in certain neighborhoods. So I try to make sure when I open up my homes, I can be able to cater to that population as well. And again, majority of my people are seniors over the age of 65. Most times when I house people who have sex-related charges, they are disabled, on oxygen, missing limbs, probably taking 20 different medications each day.
Right.
On the ankle monitor, got a parameter around the house to make sure that if they go outside that parameter.
So you can easily control
So it's a lot of things that go into housing people who have a sex-related charge, but not like overwhelming sense of a lot, but a lot of things to keep them from reoffending or keeping people in the community safe.
So you said 4-bedroom, 2-bath house, right?
Yep, 1,600 square feet.
1,600 square feet. How many people are we housing in there total?
Said 8.
Max 8. So how much are we making per room or per person?
Per person on the low end, you're making $800 for a share room.
So $800 for a room or per person?
Per person.
So $800 per person.
Times 6.
Times 8. No.
Times 8, my fault.
800 times 8.
Oh, yes.
So that's 6,400 a house on a 4-bedroom, 2-bath
4-bedroom,
in Houston, Texas.
In Houston, Texas.
So normally, what would be like a regular rent?
2,200.
So
that's 3x.
divided by 2,200. So you're 3x in your income. About 3x in your income with this method.
Yeah.
And that's the low end. You said that's the low end?
That's the low end. So I like to tell people how to get into the business, realistic numbers, so that if they have to chase just SSI because they come a dime a dozen, that'll be your returns. But ideally, when you get into my mentorship, I teach you more strategies to be able to find those individuals who have higher incomes.
Right. Okay. So even getting more than just $800.
I don't even want 800.
Oh, so she gave us the low number.
That's for me and you when we start.
Yeah, that's what we start. That's what we start. Oh man.
Yeah.
So what are you looking for?
I'm looking for at least about $1,200 for a shared room.
Oh yeah, do that. She said that's 1,200.
So 1,200 times 8.
Yeah, what's that?
So 90, about 10,000 a house actually.
One house.
And so you subtract the 2,200.
That'll be your rent.
Subtract another 600 for like utilities. Subtract another 200 for other miscellaneous items.
So we had 6,600 profit. So what about food and everything? They pay for their own food?
They get on food stamps.
Oh.
So so the government is basically covering their food. What about transportation?
Bus line.
The bus line, food, bus line, all of that's covered.
Yeah, so on the food, we got Meals on Wheels if they want to get on Meals on Wheels, and we got food banks, food pantries, and then the food stamps. So we get the food is not a come out my budget.
So that's 6,600 profit just off
straight
this housing.
profit.
Just that.
And what's special about you have a lot of other services that you're adding in to blow the $600 out the water, correct?
Correct.
What's that?
That's my licensed non-medical home care agency. And so what I try to tell people is, because they say, well, aren't unlicensed homes illegal? And I tell them, I say, no, because all I do is provide housing. I don't provide any care. I don't provide any services. Anything that they get outside of the bed is a third-party organization that's coming in to do that. And so when I got started, my very first house, I was profiting around $11,000 a month with the beds and the other service. But the thing about the other service was I was essentially an employee for an agency, because I had a guy come in and he had like 20 hours worth of provider hours every week. And instead of them sending another caregiver into my home, I said, well, I'll go apply for the job. Since I'm here, I'll do the work. So then I got to thinking like, okay, I can open up my own agency and cut the middleman out. But at the time, I thought that me owning the agency, that was like,
far-fetched.
Yeah, you don't. Your name can't be on no billboard. Your name, you can't have no sign outside no office. That's a little bit, too much for you. Until I did my research and understood that the entry was low. Like I qualified. I just needed $2,000. Surely I had that, right? So, So in 2023, I birthed Above Our Home Care. It is a licensed non-medical home care agency, and so with the licensed agency, we're able to hire caregivers to come into the home to facilitate any of the needs that they have. So with my unlicensed home, with that entity, I'm not doing any services. But with my home care agency, I'm able to do those services because it's a separate LLC, a separate business, and I'm able to bill their Medicaid for the ADLs, which is activities of daily living, cooking, cleaning, laundry services, helping them shower, escorting them to and from doctor's appointments, going to pick up their prescriptions, cleaning their room, and things like that. So all of the services that they need within the home to be comfortable is coming through another agency.
Oh wow!
Which I own.
How much do you charge per patient on that, per client?
So I'm able to bill $17.13 an hour to Medicaid, and so I pay my caregivers around $11 a day.
Okay, so you make about $6.30. Oh wow! Okay, wow. That when we talk about verticals, when we talk about verticals, like you honestly added the vertical that
she not done.
Yeah, no, I know. We just on the second phase. She got 3, 4. You got. I don't even know what to say. Like, what you're doing is absolutely amazing, right? First of all, taking in incarcerated individuals into the home. Obviously, the government's paying for it, but you're actually the one taking them in, right? And providing that housing. Now, secondly, you're also providing them with services, laundry, cooking and cleaning, like helping them around the house. That's something that they didn't even have when they were in prison. Mm-mm. And now you're providing them with something that they've never had before.
And I make sure I vet quality caregivers to come in for them as well. And then let's talk about this government funding a little bit because
okay, now she getting the big money now.
No, I'm trying to make sure that we're on the same page with the government funding, because a lot of times when people feel like the government is paying for something with all of these different laws that's come in place, they feel like it's gonna snatch it up. I want to be clear that Social Security is the money that they paid into. So it's their money.
Right, correct.
Now the SSI, of course, that is government funded. But these individuals have to qualify based on the age, 65 years and older.
And income, right?
Right. So even though it's government funded, these are people who are protected from anything that's going on in the world right now. Because a lot of times people come to me and they fearful of getting started because of different slashes. But these are people who are truly disabled individuals that can't go and get a job. So I don't want anybody to feel like, because the government is involved in some shape, form, or fashion with the way I get paid, that, we are walking on eggshells because we wide open.
Right. Okay.
And so break down the next. You said what the first thing you spoke about is arbitrage and renting, right? Mm-hmm. But your real goal is to actually, start buying or to buy.
No,
well, to build.
To build.
That's
to build.
Okay. That's your real. Okay,
yes.
So somebody's coming in this game, right? And they may have a little bit more budget. Would you suggest them arbitraging or buying?
I will. At this point, I always tell someone to go in buying.
Wow.
Because since we was doing math, pull out your calculator again.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, there we go.
All right, so we're gonna do numbers on one house. Let's do 2350 times 12.
I got 28,200
times 4.
$112,800.
And so I have 7 houses. That's what I've paid my landlord for one house over the last 4 years. It makes no sense for somebody.
You paid him?
Yes.
How much you made? You paid him $112,000?
Yeah. And don't get me wrong. I used to think that was a flex. Like, I'm making more money, off your property than you making. I'm bringing in $6,000-$7,000. I'm only paying you $2,300. Here, take it. But
he ain't gotta do nothing for that.
But I don't have the asset.
And you don't own it, so you don't get the equity.
Right. So I would never advise anybody to go out. If you're in position to purchase a property, go ahead and purchase the property. But if you're not in position, or if you uneasy about different exit strategies, because of course when you purchasing a property, investment property, you need to make sure you have multiple exit strategies. Don't do your numbers based off of my group home numbers. You need to do your numbers based off maybe Section 8 or single family housing to make sure it's going to be able to cash flow if things don't work out.
Correct.
But after you cover all your bases on your initial investment, go for the property, because you can always, when you build that equity, cash out, refi, and continue to multiply with the real estate, because that's what a real wealth is. I'm just a part of somebody else's portfolio.
Yeah, especially nowadays. I mean, there's a lot of different down payment assistance, right? There's a lot of different down payment grants. There's a lot of VA loans. There's a lot of HUD loans. Like they especially nowadays, there's a lot of ways that people can get into a house without having to put any money down, really. As much.
And then there's a team out there, right? I think they're companies, Millionaire Essentials.
You heard of them?
Millionaire Essentials. They help you get funding to access capital to purchase a property. So you get funded by Millionaire Essentials.
Wow.
Zero money out your pocket, and actually purchase a property if you don't have the down payment.
And will the link be in the bio?
The link will be in the bio.
Okay,
and
gotcha.
we can help you get, mortgages, get loans if you guys need help.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
So there's many different ways to purchase a property.
It's a subtle plug for that company.
Yeah, because I grew a community on Facebook too. We're around about 84,000 members across the country.
Oh wow!
Where I teach these individuals.
That's a lot. That's a lot. That's congratulations right there.
Hold on, let's break that down, because you have a huge community.
Huge.
That's why I call you the biggest person out here doing this. Break down how large is your community and what are you teaching out there?
Yeah. So I do have a community on Facebook called Group Homes for Newbies.
Mm-hmm.
I teach individuals about the unlicensed model because so many people think that in order to get into this space, they have to go through the state and obtain their license. And there has been many people in my group that had 700 credit scores, but did not have money to be able to go out and actually, buy a house or whatever way that they wanted to enter into the business. And so I connected with you all and I connected them with you all. And so as of right now to date, you all have funded my community about close
700.
a little over
$800,000.
$700,000 to be able to get started with this business. And so I think that that's important because people, including myself, did not know about, I knew about funding, but most times when people come into the group talking about funding, it's a scam. Oh, I can get you funding, but then somebody sends some money and then you never see your money again. And the thing about you all is you don't ask nobody for no money up front at all. You only get paid once they're funded, right? So I knew about it, but the way that you all treat our members, has been exceptional. And like I was alluding to earlier, if I knew that I could access money when I first got started, I probably would have never started in my personal home. I had to do what I had to do to get started because of my lack of income at the time.
Okay.
So that's the elephant in the room, right? And that's what I hear a lot. Licensed versus unlicensed. Why wouldn't you go the licensed route?
So, license, and so when I talk about this, I need y'all to understand.
Okay.
For me, when it comes to a licensed home, you're providing those ADL services in the home as that owner, right?
The ADL?
Break
down ADL.
The activities of daily living. So you're doing all of the cooking and cleaning and personal care and stuff with that license. For me, I'd rather not deal with all of the pressure with the licensing. For number one, because I make the same amount of money that the licensed homes make for the most part. On average, my unlicensed strategy, I make the same amount of people who are licensed simply because their overhead cost is more. They have to have 24-hour caregivers. I don't have to have any caregivers. But if I need some help, that's where above our home care come in at.
Right.
So instead of me combining the two businesses, having to worry about staffing issues and things like that, my home care agency bills Medicaid and is able to do that. And another thing is, and this is the most important part right here for me. When it comes to a licensed facility and when people have to go through and make the investment, because people who have licensed homes, they own that real estate, right? Most times they have to go through and put in a fire suppression system.
Yes.
That's another investment.
20 to 40,000, depending on where you live.
40,000.
Right.
Jersey's 40,000.
So if somebody goes through and make that kind of investment, they're not looking at low income individuals. Everybody that they house, they want $5,000-$6,000 a month. And you may say, well, Lynette, that's a little bit more than what you just said. I don't have to pay caregivers. So by the time you balance out what they have to do in comparison to what I'm doing, I make the same amount. But instead of me having to pay the caregivers, the government on above our home care, billing their Medicaid, is paying for those caregivers. And I don't have to deal with no stress over here with the unlicensed home. The different, paperwork you got to have, the activities you need to do, the staffing, all of that. I have none of. I don't do any of that.
So question, right?
Just breakdown,
right? Yes, absolutely. And with above all home care, right? What if you don't mind sharing, like what activities are you putting down that you're doing for these clients that you're able to build Medicaid for that?
Yeah. So with Medicaid, they all have like a case manager or a service coordinator. They come in and to assess the actual individual to understand what their needs are. They ask them things like, can you basically cook for yourself? Manage your own medication, set the temperature on the water. Are you able to, go out and into your doctor's appointment, understand what the doctors are saying? So they do an assessment. And with that assessment, they determine how many hours per week
Right.
they can have assistance. So let's just say, for instance, on average, they get anywhere between 20 to 25 hours a week. And so they send that referral to Above Our Home Care. And so Above Our Home Care hires a caregiver, go over their care plan, basically the things that they're supposed to have done,
Right.
and send a caregiver in. So we have a mobile app that shows us, that they clocked in at that house,
Right.
and then the task that they have to complete, they have to put that in on the app so that we can bill for those services. So with the licensed home, they have to use their revenue to hire the caregivers, whereas for me, I'm using Medicaid to pay for the caregivers.
And then that's where you said you just make your money on the difference, right? Which was that $6.30 because you bill Medicaid $17.30 and you pay the caregiver $11.
Medicaid recipients come in volume.
And I was just about to ask, because for each and every home that you do have Above All Home Care in, is it that you're servicing all of the clients, or are you only able to service some?
Right now, I'm still in the process of getting credentialed with certain insurance companies.
Okay, like Fidelis and the rest of them?
Yeah,
okay.
So I got to get some more credentials. But right now, my agency is around $360,000 a year. So my group homes net a little bit over $500,000.
I heard her.
But that's just the Above All.
I heard her.
And like, that's
and
not.
She got a couple other businesses we're gonna talk about too.
Yeah, but that's not even including the group home. That's like $360,000 just for that.
We're gonna talk about the mentoring too. We're gonna talk about the tours. Because she said she had a lot of money in the beginning, and
right?
We getting through.
Yeah, no, we getting through it. Yeah, because at this point, she said she got 7 homes, and she basically making $6,000 on each home.
So listen,
6 times 7. Okay,
that's what's great about you and how like you're elevating, and the reason why I say you one of the biggest people out here doing the biggest, not even one.
The biggest.
Yeah,
you're managing an 83,000 community with 83,000 people in there, right? Mm-hmm. Somebody who's a little bit shy, so-called, quote unquote, to get on camera, right? I've seen you turn into an incredible educator. So we've been blessed to just come off a nationwide tour you just did, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just did. We break that down. You just did a tour from 2024 to 2025.
No,
25.
25.
No,
2024 she did it.
Uh-huh.
And she did one in 2025.
Okay, yeah. Correct.
So
we was above. Yeah.
I want to say we did 8 stops last year, 9 stops this year.
17 city tour.
Mm-hmm.
Teaching and breaking down group homes.
Yeah.
So you're actually mentoring a heck of a lot of people to start and scale their group homes virtually from nothing, just like kind of you did.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So what made you get into say, not only am I going to be the expert of doing this group homes, because you're doing it in real life every day.
Every day.
Putting your money in, scaling group homes, scaling your agencies. What made you say, I want to educate the entire country on this?
And become the mentor.
Well, when I got started, there were people in my community that would not help me. So I had to start from what I could figure out on my own.
Right.
And so some of the things and the challenges that I had to face as a beginner into the industry, when there was people around me doing it, but then it just shut me out. I said, once I master this, I'm going to teach as many people as I can, because if you can imagine knowing that somebody is preventing you from helping others in your community, we're not talking about something that, is not overflow. We're talking about a business model that you got homeless people, you got people who are incarcerated, you got people who are just low income. The numbers are high. One house, 8 people in comparison to 8,000 in your community. Why are we gatekeeping?
Right.
They need these things.
And so one house can change your life.
Yeah, one house can change my life, but I'm saying that the amount of people that need help in comparison to what one house can hold, we need more.
Right.
So I know that even though, I'm scaling my business, there's other people that need to do it as well, because the need is there. And besides that, I'm not looking to go out and get 100 beds, 200 beds, because I understand that you can make money off of one person 5 to 6 times. So why am I going to go and scale, so big when I can start, doing my other wraparound services? But when I got started with my journey, I was just documenting my journey, not to become a consultant at all. I never see myself being a teacher or anything like that. I was just letting people know, you know, I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I'm showing my residents on social media. We having a good time, and more people just wanted to do it too. So I just started teaching as I, you know, progressed. As I learned, I started teaching people, and then one day I just looked up and I had 83,000 members just being myself. You know, word of mouth, they spreading it. My very first time going viral was this year on social media. So my community was built authentically, like no ads, none of that. It was just me being myself. I just went viral maybe 2 months ago.
And I smile at you as you're saying this because literally it's just you being yourself. Like you're not changing, you're not conforming, you're being who you are and who you know best. And that's just a lesson in itself, right? Because a lot of people, when they get on social media, they just want to go ahead and try to be the best version of what they think other people would want to see. But they don't want to ever be themselves. And you being yourself, you just said it, you went viral and now you have 83,000 people in your community. And you had a lot more than that.
No,
even before that.
Viral,
it just propelled it.
Yeah. Probably like 6,000.
Yeah. So
my group didn't jump up that, like my socials, like
as
far as
socials,
my Facebook,
correct.
Instagram, and TikTok went viral, but I didn't lead many of them to
the group homes for newbies.
Yeah,
Facebook.
I led them to other things.
And
that's
where the money starts coming in.
Right? So you have a community, a free community on Facebook.
Free.
Teaching, you do calls in. What are some of the other things that you offer where people could actually, you know, execute, where you're teaching them to scale and get into group homes?
Yeah, so of course I have my 2-day conference tour. While that's going on, I invite people to come in person to be able to, you know, meet me and just get hands-on experience and things like that. When I'm not in my tour season, I do my mentorship heavier. I have like a 3-tier package, my hybrid mentorship, where I teach them more so in a group setting, and my one-on-one mentorship, where they get access to the group setting as well, but they also get personalized one-on-one strategy calls with me. And then I have my my elite mentorship package, where they get all of that plus me being able to go out to them for 6 days to market with them in person to help grow their business and get everything in order for them. And then I also have a school community. With my school community, they get my documents. I bring on other guest speakers. I have ebooks in there. And we host different classes. Just some of those classes that I know that a lot of people just don't get. Right. So it's a lot of repetition on some of the things that I know that people are not strong at, such as marketing. And so I also have like a virtual office inside of my school community where I bring on my school members on Zoom, and we all cold call it on mute. And whoever get somebody on the phone, that one person unmutes, I listen to them on the call. If they get hung up, I'm in the comments helping them. If they really hung up, I tell them, hey, you know, bring in your partner. I'm always the partner. They can say, my partner handled that side of the business. Then I know that's my cueing me in to help them close that. And then also with the virtual office, I help customize emails. So the email templates for them to be able to send out to their follow-up leads. So it's kind of like people who are ready for that next step and need some more accountability and being able to actually access me, because actually, you know, with 83,000 members in a community, I'm only one person. Right. So for those that really want to get next to me, I have my school community. It's only $65 a month. And, you know, we overload in the school community.
Well, I heard it. That virtual office alone is the barrier breaker for a lot of people that just don't know how to get into that side of the business, right? Getting to actually speaking to a referral, to actually bring them into the house. You're doing the guesswork for them and basically helping them excel and get those people and actually start making money, and all for $65 a month.
$65.
Wow, that's amazing. And we didn't even talk about the prices for the other ones. But once you said 3-tier package, I know that one of them is a lot.
Yeah.
So I know that one of them is a lot.
She making, when she first started, she making the high 6 figures, 7 figures in group homes. It's worth it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you've been doing an amazing job. So a question I have, right? And obviously you have the above all home cares, right? You obviously have the tours going on, and I know Brandon want to ask more about the tours, but also like with going on this 9-city tour, you did 8 cities last year. What are we expecting next year? Because I mean, if you come on the tours, Millionaire Essentials will be there.
Yes, for sure.
Providing funding.
Yes.
For your group homes.
Right. And also link in the bio.
So next year, I will be scaling down my tours. Simply because of my new ventures with wanting to get out of my rental properties and move into new construction.
Okay.
So that's going to take a lot of my time. And then, of course, understanding that I can still get the same results with fewer stops because my students or people that, really want to get next to me will travel wherever I am to be able to get into the room.
Yeah, we saw that in a couple of them rooms.
Yeah.
A couple of them rooms, they was 100 deep.
Coming from Africa.
Right. At that point.
Yeah. So I'm starting, I'm going to scale down next year, ramp up more on, like I said, transitioning out of the rentals into new construction. A lot of people probably say, well, why don't you just go buy a house that's already there? Because I am making sure that I'm capturing more equity by not buying retail. So I'm focused on buying lots in areas that are rapidly appreciating so that when my team come out and build in each phase, that we are able to lock in more equity. And so that my goal is to only invest in one property, that initial build, not using my money. I'm working on my funding right now with Millionaires Essentials.
Yep. And she got that. Hold on. Let me brag for you a little bit.
I want to say it myself.
Okay, my fault.
I want to say myself.
Go ahead. She gonna geek it up, yeah?
Listen, y'all. I got started with my credit repair. So a lot of times my community, he done got everybody else funding. Where your funding at? Well, I had my credit score was low. Started around like 640, 630. So, of course, we got 3 bureaus, and it was some 620, 630, 647, but that ain't nobody business. So then I locked in with Millionaires Essentials. They were able to help me with my credit repair, removing all of my derogatory items. And so now we was in Atlanta. I think that was in June, where I hit 700 and I didn't have any more derogatories. And then, so, of course, we was doing some strategizing to see, with my taxes and things like that, to go out. Because I want to go for the grand gusto, the 100K cool and everything like that. But with my revenue for my business, I'm looking for $1 million SBA loan. So, like I said, credit card, they cool. But I got my taxes, together now so that we can go after that. But we was last week sitting out in the parking lot, of course, strategizing my game plan with my marketing strategies and what I'm going to do with the funding when I get it. And I said, well, let me just look at my credit score just to see where I'm at now. 801 on one, 796 on one, 807 on the other. So I want y'all to understand that if you lock in with Millionaires Essentials, with your credit repair, because see, for me, I thought once I hit 700, they was done. But then I was still getting email update alerts, and I was like, why am I still getting email alerts from Millionaires Essentials credit side when I already got all my derogatories gone and I'm at the 700? Because we all be like, hey, we want 700. Y'all, I didn't even check the app. I checked it in front of them last week. And I had hit 800 with the exception of one bureau at 796.
Job ain't done till it's done. So
now I just, now let me sit up. So listen, so when I do get my funding, I do plan on making one, maybe 2, but one initial investment in my new construction. And with my strategy, I'm going to just be pulling out equity with cash out refi and moving on to other projects. So my brother Mikael Mitchell taught me not to be a retail buyer, so I refuse. Once you know better, you do better. And so I don't want to go out and buying houses, even though they may be new, where the builders actually won on that. getting that equity and leaving you
Right.
about whatever the bank minimum allows you to stay in the house.
Mhm.
I don't want that. I want to be able to get the whole thing. So we're
Mhm.
going to be building in phases. And also next year, another reason why I'm scaling down is because I'll be having my celebrity wedding.
Mm.
Are we invited?
Of course.
Why would we not?
I just gotta ask.
We had tried.
I was coming anyway. Really, she said.
Oh, you was gonna crash?
I was crashing anyway.
I'd have been right there with you. I'd
crashing anyway.
have been right there with you.
So I have a lot of things that's gonna go on my personal side, personal development next year. So I'm scaling down the tours. Still giving other people access to me because I do want more people to get into this industry and be led by the best, because I'm not somebody that speak from theory. I actually do this every single day. And when I say every single day, it's not me being hands on deck, but actually having my homes, putting systems
Managing
in place.
the business.
Yeah. So I manage the business. And I know that other people definitely should get into this business. Number one, it's the best thing smoking on cash flowing real estate without a license. Nobody else can compare to the business model that I've created. And the reason why I say I created is because I brought light to individuals who are returning home from prison with guaranteed income that need a place to stay.
And I co-sign that.
And I co-sign that too.
I did that. So if you ever hear somebody talking about housing returning citizens,
they got it from you.
Yeah. And I'm okay with that, because if you do the numbers, you will see where there are, I would say, in the hundreds of thousands of people across the country
come home every day,
coming home or want to come home or eligible to come home, got a parole certificate and cannot, leave prison because of not having an address. And then you may say, well, if they got money, why can't they just, probably go buy a house? Well, people who are on parole, a lot of people don't know about creative real estate. So when they go out and try to get like a first-time home buyer loan, go through the banks, one of the things they ask you is, are you a convicted felon?
Yep. And
so
once you check yes,
they're
going to deny it.
Yeah. So it's so many challenges that these individuals face. And, I've been able to problem solve. And anytime you solving problems in your community, the money is going to come. When I got started with this business, I only wanted to just replace my little $3,000 check. I said, if I could just replace what I'm already making, because I always live within my means, I'm good. And then, I just had a light bulb moment. I'm about to scale this thing. Oh, let me bring you back.
Oh.
So
see, I told you this was
take
the
us back. Take us back.
Listen.
Podcast. I don't know why you thought this was Millionaire Essentials.
People know this, because when I got started, nobody was willing to help me. And now those same people that did not help me still on 1 and 2 houses. Can't even scale it.
Talk to them.
Can't scale it. They so used to just sitting in that one house, don't know how to put systems in place.
They don't know how to get out the house.
They don't know how to be able to duplicate themselves. So they just sitting there. And then so I became the talk of my city in that industry, because I was just pushing them out. And they couldn't understand, how am I doing it? And then all of a sudden now you want to schedule a call with me.
Talk to him.
Yeah.
Sound kind of personal. Huh?
Right.
Yeah.
No. That was her shot.
And originally, you actually from Mississippi, right?
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Meridian, Mississippi. I moved to Texas at the age of 19. And I like to tell people that I did not come from a family of wealth. I'm the first millionaire in my family. We were just taught to work a job or go to school. Nothing about, entrepreneurship. My mother passed away when I was 3 years old. My maternal grandmother passed away when I was 5. By the time I turned 14, I had my first child, so teenage pregnancy. A year later, her dad died. When I turned 18, my fraternal grandmother passed away. When I turned 19, my father passed away. So by the age of 19, all of my grandparents gone. My parents gone.
You by yourself.
Child's father's gone. So it's just me and at the time, my 4-year-old daughter. And so I want to make sure that people understand that, you don't have to be subjected to the things that will surround you as you was coming up. Because we have limited mindset sometimes, thinking that, we didn't see certain things as a child. You have to get out of your element. You have to go around people that's doing. that's actually, anything that you aspire to be, get next to them. A lot of times people feel like, well, why would we invest in mentorship? Why would we go to networking events? Because the information is there. The thing that you need to unlock, your destiny is in those rooms and in mentorship. And they may say, well, I don't have money. Barter services. Figure out what the leaders are needing and go figure out that skill and bring it back to them. Like there's so many ways to be able to, move to the next level. You just have to get around them. Stay in that space. I always tell people, they was like, well, Lynette, I don't got money. I tell them, just stay connected, because success leaves clues. I'm on my Facebook page every day, dropping gems, trying to help motivate. And a lot of times, I'll be wanting to try to speak to people who are where I am now, but I don't ever want to forget that I was once that girl,
right?
That didn't have, the success that I have now, that didn't have, the life that I have now. So I don't ever want to leave them behind. Now you better stay connected and keep up now, because I ain't gonna sit down there with you. I'm gonna throw a rope and you stay connected so I can bring you on here. But I just want people to understand that regardless of your circumstances, regardless of the environment you came up in, you can be in that 1%, and it's possible. A lot of times people think that, we sit here because we got money, that, it's not possible.
It took a lot to get here.
Yeah. We had to go through certain things and just, stay at it. So
Sacrifices.
I am, and being consistent, So, back to group homes.
That's a heck of a journey, man. You about to have me up here crying, man.
He's definitely not going to be crying.
That's a heck of a journey.
And I just got my
sentimental guy.
Yeah, but I just want people to know that, when they look at people that's up top, they think that they just got it made. When I moved to Texas at 19 years old, I just packed up my car, everything that fit in my car, and I moved. I transferred the prison that I was working in Meridian, Mississippi, to Conroe, Texas, and I had no choice but to keep on going. Who I was gonna fall on.
And so people like you, I notice you just have that drive. And it could be because of your circumstances, right? A lot of people especially the people that we talk to, like you're saying, they just lack the drive. For whatever reason. They could even be in a good situation, but it's just days they just don't have the drive. How do you speak to those people and say, hey, you got to get up and do it? Because you making a lot of money and you're working probably 100 times harder and smarter than all of these people that don't have nothing. And you would say, hey, you don't got nothing. You should be working hard. Yeah. A lot of them just lack the drive. And you know that. Yeah.
You got too much time on your hands. I wish that I could have your time on my hands so I could do something with it.
Well, I mean, Brandon says this phrase all the time. You can't have time and money. Like you
can't have no time and no money.
You can't have no time and no money.
Yeah.
So you got to have one or the other. So if you have the time, then you do the work, right? Do the work to get there. If you got the money, then pay somebody that's going to eliminate the time for you to get there. Right. So
that's what you got to do.
I mean, hey,
one or the other.
So you mentioned something about the new construction, right? And you're building. And obviously you mentioned something earlier about the amount of square feet you need in order for you to house 8 individuals, right? So with you building, I think you said 1,600 square feet you need to be able to house 8 individuals. So now with you building, are you building with more square feet in mind so that you can house, but still, if it's ever a time that you want to get back to the rentals, you can do so? Or you just really building so that you can house those individuals?
Yeah, so I'm building because I know that this business model works. There's no plan B.
Gotcha.
There's no plan
It's only a plan A.
As long as the government is locking up people.
Mama mentality. Ain't no plan B.
Plan B.
And so what I'm looking to build right now are duplexes. I'm going to start off with some duplexes. They're going to be each side will be 1,600 square feet so that I can have 16 on. Y'all know another thing. So I was, talking to the lender. That one duplex, after I'm done, even though I'm going to be able to close down 2 rentals, it's only going to take the income is going to take a place of one property that I was paying. So my profits are going to go up about $2,000, $2,500 a month.
So she just went from $6,000 now to $8,500 a month on one property.
So she just said, another thing. She just add
she just add that in real quick. I was just throw that in real quick.
I was like, let's do it now. And the construction loan that I'm working on right now is actually going to fund the land. So I'm coming in with no money out of pocket.
And because you had a what?
800 credit score.
I heard that about, a little birdie.
How important is credit?
Very
Even
important.
though, it's two questions I want to ask you. Because a lot of people put roadblocks in this situation. When you started, what was your financial situation?
When I started, I had recently lost my job. I had $10,000 in my savings account. I did not have no game plan, no mentor. So therefore, I was not going to use my $10,000 to go pay a deposit and first month rent because I didn't have no hope there. I just had to use what I had. So
did you have good credit?
I did not have good credit. I never been in the 700s. I went from 7 to 8 in less than 2 months.
I felt like I was in Color Purple. What y'all was talking about before? That's how what she just said. I ain't never been to 700s.
I ain't never seen the 7.
I ain't never seen the 7. Now I'm in the 8s. Now I'm in the 8s, y'all. I ain't never been here.
I really feel like I'm in my season because things are just up for me in all areas. But when I got started, I just used my personal home. At the time, it was middle of COVID, 2021.
In the scariest times, too. I
put my house in forbearance. I put my car note on deferred payments. And even though, of course, I was supposed to be paying $1,200 a month on my mortgage at the time because I ain't had no money. Hardship, right? Mm-hmm. I was bringing in people who were returning home from prison, $650 a bed. And so I really stacked that money June and July of 2021. And I used that money to go out and get my first group home. And then I eventually came out of, deferred payments and things like that. But at the time, I was definitely in need of, that forgiveness. So with my $10,000, I kept my money because did y'all grow up knowing that, you're supposed to have like 3 months worth of expenses in your savings account in case something happened?
I've never even heard of that when I was growing up.
Growing up, no. As an adult, I found out.
Yeah, as an adult.
Oh, well, I was raised on some financial literacy, right?
Oh, she was raised better than us then.
So my daddy always taught me to make sure that you save for the rainy day. You have 3 months worth of expenses. So that $10,000 that I had in my savings account was my safety
your savings
net.
For the raising day.
Yeah. So my daddy never said use that rainy day fund to start no business. So that was my money to be able to stay afloat for my next job or whatever the case may be. But I got into entrepreneurship not only because, seeing a need, but I never wanted somebody else to have the ability to take food out of me and my kids' mouth. So I kept losing my job. And with me having a criminal background, I was, of course, having to take the lowest of the low positions, fast food, call centers, warehouse, and look, like, I'm like, this me we talking about. Yeah, I got a criminal background, but I can run your bit. Like, I was misdedicated. I wanted to move up the career ladder everywhere I went.
Right.
But because of my background, people shut me out because that's what society do. They don't care about who you are. They don't take the time to get to know you. They don't take the time to interview you for that position. All they got to look is that piece of paper and make a determination on who you are. So with that, and then me knowing that, okay, let me solve this problem, and I solved my problem, solved their problem. Now I got, my problem solved. I got a little money coming in. But I was just able to blow it up. Not looking to be wealthy, not looking to live the life that I live now, but only to just replace my income and help other individuals. And now, last year I was at 1.3 million, and I'm on target to beat that this year.
So hold up. I want to give my testimonial before this podcast ends.
Go ahead.
Because I would not be in the place where my 4 unit is currently
without me.
Without you, Lynette.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Like, what is wrong with you?
My bad. Go ahead.
Nobody talking about you, bro.
Go ahead.
It's for Lynette.
Go ahead.
It's not a testimonial for you.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Anyways, with us going to your tours last year, right? Because that was our first year going to those tours, but we quickly became a tribe. You quickly became our sister, and us becoming your brother and brothers. He here.
Yeah, he here. Who we gotta see it.
Right.
Yeah.
At this point, but just learning and hearing you speak and being at those tours, I took your information and I basically applied it. Right. I reached out to a case manager at a homeless shelter. But this was after I found out that somebody that I actually got funding for went ahead and bought 2 houses and he reached out to a case manager, and he was able to get homeless individuals that were incarcerated, that were in the shelter, that was getting welfare money via TRA in New Jersey, and they were making $1,700 per room. So I said, I got 9 rooms in my house, a 4-unit building. Why not do the same based upon the information that you gave me? And now, right now, that 4-unit is currently doing $10,000. And once I get this last unit completed and permitted, I'll be making $15,000 off of that one house alone. And that's all because of you.
That's how you do it.
And that's all because of you. And my next game plan on that is just, like I said, at that point, is just scaling, having access to more capital, even selling that place and being able to get into that, probably 7 figures mark to be able to do more to bring me back to the place of where I need to be, which will be more.
Always.
So she's done an amazing job.
Absolutely. And
that's why I hug you every time. I don't think you notice that, but I hug you, and it's not because of who you are. No, it's not. I hug Lynette different.
You hug me too.
No, actually I don't. I actually wanted to give you a hug. You don't. And you say you're a sentimental guy.
I wouldn't mind.
I can give you a hug right now?
No.
All right, later on. But that's why I hug you, because you were actually able to provide value, and I saw it work. And I see you not just do it for myself, but for other people, and you willingly do it.
Yeah, I have a little bit.
And the people around you, you do it for as well.
So I have, I think I told you, Brandon, that next year I wanted to do like an awards show at one of the conferences, because I have a lot of successful mentees, people that actually invested in like whether my course or a mentorship, or people who have been able to just get all of the free gems that I drop and be able to, I tell people that my entire blueprint is inside of my Facebook group.
It really is.
If you go in,
just go in there and read through it.
Yeah.
The free Facebook group. It's right there.
It's there. So you have people that went down the rabbit hole and getting all of the information that I've provided.
That's how it was something from your Facebook group that I used to even speak to the case manager to get to where I was at. Even though the guy, it was from a client that we had, Tariq, he told me that, just reach out to her. I still used what you had inside of your Facebook group to speak to that case manager to be able to then work with her.
Yeah, I have thousands of people who have been successful off of my blueprint. Whether they invested the money or they invested the time, they got it done.
So break that down. What's next? What's next for Lynette?
What's next for Lynette?
What's next for Lynette? Group home for newbies, above all home care.
That's what I said.
What else?
Like everything. Just in general.
Yeah.
And my fault. She built a personal brand, and off of her personal brand, she's been able to build businesses under it.
Yep. So, what's next for Lynette? So, I am currently in school right now to become a realtor, a real estate agent. Not to go out and
she just know how to do it.
Go and help people get rentals and things like that. Nothing against that. But I'm more so going to be a realtor for investors, going out, talking to the city in the state of Texas, different cities to see where new development is coming, research where land is low, and knowing where the development is coming to be able to get them to buy in to those areas to be able to have that rapid appreciation. I got to hold my license for anywhere between 4 to 5 years to be able to become a broker. So I'm doing that. And that's going to be Above All Realty. And I also have a financial firm, Above All Financial Solutions, where I'll be having different professionals come in to be able to be a one-stop shop for group homes for newbies, my community, whether it's, needing trust, needing a CPA, certified financial planner, of course, business funding, credit repair, insurance, just different services that I see that a lot of people in my community need. So I'm going to be the face and the brand of Above All Financial Solutions, but I have vetted partners that will be able to accommodate whatever lane that they're in. But my role also with Above All Financial Solutions will be a tech strategist, helping people to be able to keep as much money in their pocket as possible. So it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you keep. And so I want to make sure that I'm able to help and assist those individuals, not only in my community, but people in general about that, because there are so many people that's overpaid overpaying on taxes when there are a lot of things that they can do to minimize their tax liability.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's a lot.
Man, that's
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah. She's
last question before we
yep.
get
Last
out of
question.
here.
Last question.
What do you think the essentials it takes to become a millionaire?
The essentials that I think that it takes to become a millionaire is being able to be consistent, being able to be okay with people thinking that you're crazy, because it takes you being a little bit crazy to other people to be able to go after your dreams and your goals. And understanding that you can create those multiple streams of income within things that you're already doing. I tell people all the time, you know, I went out and bought a camera. Net Renee's photography, that business didn't last very long because it was outside of the scope of things that I was doing. So as you see right now, everything that I'm moving towards right now is within the scope of business, real estate, housing, and things like that. So, and I never told anybody this, but I tell it to myself, but I'm going to share it with y'all. I don't care what's going on in my life with the multiple streams of income that I have. I'm always able to lean harder on one if the other one isn't producing what I need to produce. A lot of times people say, you know, just do that one thing and then 10x it. Well, you can, but if it don't work, now I'm not a fan of plan B, or C or anything like that. But for whatever reason, if that one big thing, like my thing is group homes. Yes, I make money doing other things, but if something were to happen with the government, Lord forbid, they've realized that Lynette is making $500,000 a year, you know, serving people coming home from prison. Well, I'm finna cut off SSI. If you're a sex offender, you can't get SSI no more. Anything like that changes, then that may, you know, throw a monkey wrench in what I'm doing. But then I'll lean on the other things that I got. And when I say lean on it, you know, I'm brilliant, right? And I'm when it comes to marketing, you know, that's my thing.
And
so all
that's
I
why
gotta
I say
do,
you built your personal brand.
Yeah. So all I gotta do is just lean on it. You know, I understand everything that I put out. I understand it from top to bottom. I'm a big researcher. So
and using AI, I always see I see you use AI a lot.
I just started using ChatGPT this year because Keston told me to learn it.
I've been seeing you. I see you typing in. I see you talking to it.
So that's anything like that, she's gonna add in her tool belt.
Right.
Yeah. So just, you know, making sure that you have those multiple streams of income and you service stacking. So anything, what I have to say was essentially just, you know, wake up every day and focus on, you know, your goals. If you deviate from that, from any reason, you're not going to reach your target. And I don't let nobody or nothing get in my way of the objective for the day.
You definitely don't. And that's staying supremely focused. That's incredible and that's amazing. We definitely appreciate you being
Absolutely
here.
appreciate
being part of your journey.
Yes.
And we appreciate you for pouring into us and trusting us to be a part of your journey,
Absolutely.
help you grow and help
I
your
wouldn't
people.
have it any other way. If somebody came and say, hey, Lynette, you know, I offer business fund. I don't have a need for that service. Like, because y'all really set the bar high. And you know, are not only just setting the bar, it's like the customer service experience is not ran sloppy and raggedy. You know, it is the full experience because I went through the experience myself, you know, so that's why I can tell other people.
Right.
So I love that about it. I want my community to experience Millionaires Essentials because of the experience, the professionalism, the follow-ups, and the results.
Yes,
That's
say
amazing.
that again.
Yeah,
And
the results.
The results, you know. So I can't wait. I can't wait for it's my turn with my cards, my SBA loan.
All that.
More money.
Yeah,
Yeah, a lot of times people say, well, what you need? You got all this money. What you need loans for? I love to use other people's money.
Of course.
My money is to invest.
You ain't see
in
the way
other
she flipped her head when she said
Yeah. But we'll talk about that later.
Show
You
her
know,
ring. You see the ring?
That's
There you
another
go.
episode.
Yeah. Above All Financial Solutions will tell y'all about other people's money and why to use it.
That's gonna be another episode. That's gonna be part 2.
Yeah, that's part 2.
Yeah.
But
tell everybody where to find you. Exactly where to find you.
So you can find me on Facebook, Net Renee. My Instagram and TikTok is at Group Homes for Newbies. And if you want to become a member of my school community, my premium school community is the Group Home Cash Flow, where we teach you how to cash flow group homes, get the most out of real estate. And of course, the free community on Facebook is Group Homes for Newbies.
Perfect. Make sure y'all tap in because she has so much information in there that's going to help you guys execute in this great. And it's not a new strategy, but it's a strategy she created and she scaled to make sure you guys are making supreme cash flow. Not like just all those old methods of just renting, Airbnb, all of those
Section
out.
8.
All of those out.
Yeah.
Tapping with Lynette, learn the group home strategy, and let's make some money. This is Brandon Provada. This has been another crazy, incredible episode of the Millionaire Essentials podcast.
Yes, sir. And it's Tevin Facey. And y'all always know I say this every single time. Make sure y'all click the links below, right? Y'all know that we provide funding. We help you get $50,000 to $250,000 in access to capital so you can scale, start, or grow your business, or even start a group home business. She broke it down. You can make money. Trust me. You guys want to go ahead, click those links below. Also, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you don't do those things, more people don't know about the information that we're trying to share with you guys. Make sure you rewatch this episode too, because she really broke down a lot of things, a lot on how much money you can make in group homes, on how much money you can actually use to change your life. Make sure you guys click the link below, like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lynette Wheaton. I am the #1 group home expert across the country. I have grown a community of 83,000 members where I teach them about unlicensed group homes and how to start and scale. Now, if you want to join my school community where I will teach you how to cash flow anywhere between $4,000 to $7,000 a month, I need you to click the link below so that we can get started. Connect with you soon.